Hey, what's up folks? I am back again with another video. Today I'm going to review TFZ T2 Galaxy IEM. I have long wanted to try one of these, but it just never happened. I ended up buying something else every time. But now finally I got these, so let's get to it. Alright, unboxing. Start with the unboxing. But first let me show you the IEM really quick. Okay, TFZ logo here. Alright, there you go, okay. Plastic, housing on this side. Nice. Alright, so start with the unboxing. Alright, comes in a nice box, as you can see. White box, I like it. Again, not much information here, but I guess most of you already know the specs because these are not new in the market. They've been on the market for a long time, honestly. But just for recap, I'll just say that these have 12 millimeters nanographene single dynamic driver. Okay, sounds fancy and all. Let's just, if I can, grab maybe these first. Okay. Alright. Behind this little box here, you will find the cable. Okay. The cable looks nice actually, it's not thin, it looks sturdy. Let me see, has a nice solid jack here with metal cover and some basic strain relief. Again, like I said, I prefer L-shaped jack, but hey, no complaints. Not the biggest deal in the world. Alright, moving on. That was the cable. Accessories, it says. Let's open it up. Okay. Alright. Different size ear tips. Again. In fact, let me show you one. Just like in Jade Audio EA1, if you remember that one. These also come with two different sets of ear tips. I'll show you. One for balanced listening, again, and the other is for more bass. Here you go, the comparison, wider bore here. Okay, so that is basically it. I like it. I think the ear tips for bass on this particular IEM is better than that of the Jade Audio EA1 because they're not really that nice. They're stiff and rigid, but it's okay because I just always do tip rolling and I change the ear tips almost every time. I almost never use stock ear tips anyway. So okay, and a nice, is this PU leather? I think so, sort of. A nice pouch here. Oh, there's something here. And the clip. Nice touch. So nice accessories overall. Has pretty much everything, I would say, that you might need. I like that. No complaints here. I like it. And finally, what is this? User guide, manual, catalog. Yeah, for a mixture. Okay, let's see. Okay, TFZ T2 Galaxy. Yep, like I said, driver, 12mm double magnetic circuit graphene driver. Impedance is 16 ohm, sensitivity 100 decibel, frequency response 5 to 40, blah 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 blah, 3.5 millimeter jack, cable length 2 pin 0.78 millimeters. Okay, that's basically it. So I would say overall nice accessories, nice cable, and good, build quality. Metal on the outside. Actually, it feels a little heavier than most of the IEMs that I have tried. Moving it aside. Okay, but just like everything I review, there are things that I don't like and there are things that I do like with this product as well. Okay, so let's start with the things that I don't like first. First thing first, the cable. Let me show you the cable one more time. The cable it's actually, nice and sufficient. Okay, it isn't, thin or flimsy or anything. Okay, but it is tangly and it's sticky a little bit. It just sticks on your clothes and all. It's just tangly and sticky. I don't like that. I simply just don't like that bit about the cable. Okay, number 2, recessed mids. While the mids are not as recessed as on most, V-shaped IEMs that we see, it is quite, noticeable, especially if you're coming from an IEM without a V-shaped sound signature. I would also say that the mids are a bit thin, maybe, but not too much, just a little bit. But like I said, especially if you're coming from an IEM without a V-shaped sound signature, you would immediately, you'll immediately notice that. Let me pull this out too, by the way. Okay, so here's the mesh. I actually like the looks. Okay, number 3, unnatural tonality. Yes, it is colored for more fun sound, but this was done in an unusual way, I would say, that they sometimes sound weird. A good example is maybe the guitar. Guitar, it sounds thin and a little metallic at times. So these are pretty much everything that I don't like. Now let's get to the things that I do like. Okay. Number 1, the bass. Well, that's partly the reason why I, bought these IEMs. Nice, powerful bass with strong sub bass, rumble, mostly satisfactory, unless you're a, strong bass head, then it may not be, enough for you. Number 2, cable. Yes, it has, its flaws that I mentioned earlier. There you go. Let me show you again. But I also cannot overlook the fact that it has a solid, connector. Where's the jack here? Nice metal build here with the TFZ branding here. Okay. It has a solid connector and strain reliefs, which is something that manufacturers tend to ignore nowadays, and I don't like it. But this cable has some basic strain reliefs at least, and which is something really good. I like that. Okay. So number 3, highs are extended without being sibilant. I'm a treble sensitive listener, so I don't really, enjoy certain V-shaped sound signatures where the highs are just too elevated, uh, and they become just sibilant or, very or too bright. Fortunately, these are just fine. And that's basically it. Yeah. Lastly, quite well resolution for a single dynamic driver, and imaging is also average. Nothing good, but nothing bad either. Okay. All right. So when it comes to a quick comparison, as you know, usual, with my new favorite, Jade Audio EA1. Where is my Jade Audio? Hold up. Ah, there it is. Remember, Jade Audio here. If you haven't watched the review, go back to my channel and find the video on this. These are my new favorites, okay? So, the bass, Jade Audio EA1, the bass is more energetic, faster, and sometimes even a little, louder on EA1. All right, let me just show you side by side comparison here. Meanwhile, however, it lacks physicality, as I mentioned in my review. Okay, a very unusual thing, honestly. If you don't know what I mean, you could just watch my review of EA1. For bass, I would go for TFZ T2 Galaxy, because the bass is much stronger, and it does have that physicality. It's pretty much what I like, what I want in a bass. Okay, a typical bass. So I like this one. For bass, TFZ T2 Galaxy. For mids, definitely EA1. On a side note, EA1 is slightly V-shaped as well, but don't get me wrong, this comparison is between these two IEMs only, okay? And in terms of mids, well, they don't sound bad or anything. It's just, I would say the recess is more obvious on this one, on T2 Galaxy, and it's more laid back, I would say, whereas the mids are more energetic without being too forward or too hot or too bright or anything, or losing detail, being shouty. um, they're just better on EA1. And yeah, on T2 Galaxy they're more laid back, a little bit more intimate here, and definitely better on this one. Yeah, definitely. And for highs, well, for highs both are close. You could go with either one, and both are well extended without being sibilant or fatiguing. They're really good. I like it. Like I said, I'm a treble sensitive listener, so um, all I care is that the highs are not sibilant without I don't know, losing, without having a sharp roll off or anything, right? So on that department, I would call it a tie here. Soundstage, I'd say EA1. Yeah, soundstage is a little better also for imaging. I'd say Jade Audio is slightly better. All right, so overall, TFZ T2 Galaxy could not overthrow my new favorite EA1, despite getting close in some aspects. The thing is, it's just, let me be candid here for a second. Uh, this might be a little bit too candid, but hey, I gotta be honest, right? So the thing is, T2 Galaxy is not a new IEM, okay? And the ones that come after showed serious improvements, like speaking of Team Team T2, T3, T4, and all. They're all, most of them are really successful, blondes, etc. For a lower price tag too. Remember, while these have always stayed on 45 to 50 bucks range, despite the passing years and advancing technology. So TFC, in my opinion, needs to drop the prices on these a little bit and reconsider their pricing strategy as a whole, since there are a lot of options and tough competition on the market. Because like I said, the teen hi-fi, blondes and all, a company like Blonde pops up, pops out of nowhere, almost not known, and they just release one IEM, Blonde BL03, and just shakes the entire market. And on the other hand, you have TFC and you know, they make good products, nobody's denying that. But like I said, they need to come up with new products with, more competitive prices. Overall, these are a good choice, especially if you're listening to uh, electronic music or hip hop and pop music mostly. But yeah, that's it. So that's the end of the review of TFZ T2 Galaxy IEMs. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.